The launch of Atlas Centaur 78 will place the BeppoSAX satellite into orbit for the Italian Space Agency, ASI, and the Netherlands Agency for Aerospace Programs, NIVR. SAX is an astronomy spacecraft that will investigate celestial X-ray sources over the 0.1 to 300 kilo electron volts energy range, both inside and outside of the galaxy. Manufactured by Alenia, the spacecraft will have an operational lifetime of at least 2 years after acquisition of its nominal circular orbit at 600 kilometers altitude at less than 5 degrees inclination with respect to the Earth equatorial plane. The satellite will fly on an Atlas I launch vehicle, one of the 4 Atlas configurations. Atlas I is a 2.5-stage launch vehicle. The Atlas first stage is powered by Rocketdyne MA5 engines. The Centaur upper stage uses 2 Pratt & Whitney RL-10-33A liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen engines. Protecting the spacecraft during ascent is the metal payload fairing, available in 11 and 14-foot diameters. A Lockheed Martin payload adapter and separation system will support and then release the spacecraft from the Centaur upper stage. The following profile details the important events of the mission using approximate times.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shortly after liftoff, Atlas begins its initial pitch and roll maneuvers to attain the proper ascent profile. This will minimize aerodynamic loads. Booster engine cutoff occurs at approximately 2.5 minutes. The booster section is jettisoned seconds later. For the next 2 minutes, the Atlas will be in the sustainer solo phase. During this time, the Centaur's insulation panels are jettisoned. About 30 seconds later, the payload fairing is jettisoned. Burning propellant at a rate of 283 pounds per second, the Atlas will be nearly 97 miles in altitude, 230 miles downrange, and traveling at a speed of 8,100 miles per hour. When sustainer engine cutoff, SECO occurs, immediately followed by Atlas Centaur separation. The MES-1 takes place at approximately 5 minutes into the flight. Centaur and its payload are now in first burn, the longer of the 2 Centaur engine firings. This approximate 5-minute burn will inject the vehicle into a slightly elliptical parking orbit. After first burn main engine cutoff, MECO-1, Centaur, with the spacecraft, enters a coast period of around 15 minutes. At a guidance-calculated start time just north of the equator, the Centaur main engines are reignited to burn for just under 2 minutes, until the desired final orbit is reached. After Centaur's second burn main engine cutoff, MECO-2, the Centaur provides the required separation and specific pointing attitude. Separation of the spacecraft will occur approximately 2 minutes after MECO-2.
We have spacecraft separation.
Lockheed Martin recognizes the importance of SAX and its role in the scientific investigation of X-rays both inside and outside of the galaxy.
T-minus 5 minutes of counting. Mark.
And we are at T-minus 4 minutes, 57 seconds and counting. At T-minus 31 seconds, the launch sequence computer will start, as well as the inertial navigation unit countdown. Both liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen vent valves will be locked into place at this time. At T-minus 20 seconds, the flight data recorders will be activated.
Minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Prepare sensor pneumatics.
Roger.
Flight termination system to internal. FTS on internal.
T-minus 4 minutes.
Atlas vehicle power to internal. Atlas on internal. Boom power switch to arm. Switch armed.
T-minus 3 minutes.
Centaur pneumatics ready. Roger. Water system ready. Roger.
Minus 2 minutes, 35 seconds.
Securing Atlas LO2 topping. Roger. Arm switch to arm.
Engine prep complete. Minus 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
Start flight pressurization.
Roger, going to flight pressures. T-minus 2 minutes.
Centaur to internal power. Centaur on internal. Flight termination system to arm. Atlas to arm. Centaur to arm. Flight termination system armed.
Minus 100 seconds. Minus 90 seconds.
Securing LH2 tanking. Roger. Close ignition enable switch. Enabled.
Minus 75.
Securing Centaur LO2 topping. Roger.
Stable at flight pressures.
Roger. Arm manual control switch to auto arm. Auto arm.
Hydraulics ready.
Engines ready.
Minus 45.
Status check, propellants. Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go Centaur.
Pneumatics.
Go Atlas.
Go Centaur. Launch sequence start. Mark.
Minus 30.
SCU armed.
Centaur vent valves closed. Minus 24. Minus 22.
This is Atlas Launch Control at T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, main engine ignition, 1, and liftoff of the Lockheed Martin Atlas rocket with the Italian Space Agency's SAC.
have all Atlas engines up and running. Chamber pressures look good, pump speeds look good. We have Atlas PU to closed loop control right on time. Vehicle continues to burn well. We are now 1.5 nautical miles in altitude, 2 nautical miles downrange. Engines continue to burn well. Everything looking good. We're now 65 seconds in the flight. Vehicle is 4 nautical miles in altitude, 3 nautical miles downrange. PU is controlling right down the middle. Everything looking good. Booster, stainer, and vernier chamber pressures are up and running as expected. All signatures looking good. We're now 9 nautical miles in altitude, 6 nautical miles downrange at a velocity of 1,500 miles per hour. We're now 35 seconds to pressurizing the RCS system on Centaur. Atlas engines continue to burn well. PU is controlling normally. Booster, stainer, vernier pressures look good. 125 seconds into the mission, 20 nautical miles in altitude, 22 nautical miles downrange, 3,400 miles per hour. Atlas engines continue to burn well, and we have pressurized the RCS system. Loop pressures are increasing as expected. Atlas engines continue to burn well. Coming up on BECO, we've gone closed loop in preparation. We've had BECO, we've had booster package separation, and PU is back in closed loop control, everything looking good. Sustainer continues to burn well, verniers continue to burn well. Coming up on panel jettison, we've had panel jettison. We have seen all 8 brake wires go. Sustainer engine continues to burn well. We have good vernier chamber pressures as well. 190 seconds into the mission, 54 nautical miles in altitude, 94 nautical miles downrange. RCS system pressures look good. We are now seeing some active control from the Atlas PU system. Sustainer continues to burn well. Verniers continue to burn well. 68 nautical miles in altitude, 130 nautical miles downrange at 6,700 miles per hour. We did note fairing jettison right on time, and we have re-enabled steering. We saw both brake wires go on fairing jettison a few moments ago. Sustainer continues to burn well. Coming up on 30 seconds to SECO. 250 nautical miles in altitude, 85 nautical miles, 190 nautical miles downrange. Sustainer engine continues to burn well. Coming up on SECO, we've had sustainer engine cutoff and vernier engine cutoff. Don't see staging. Looks like we don't have an indication of brake wires. We do have pre-start on both chambers. We've had telemetry format change. Pumps chilling down as expected during pre-start. We have ignition, and we have full thrust. 2 Centaur engines are up and running. Pump speeds and chamber pressures continue to look good. So far, a nice clean flight. Coming up on MECO 1, and we've had MECO 1, nice clean shutdown. normal indication, and we have 4S engines on, right as expected. Shutdown signature on the hydraulic pumps was normal. Continuing with 4S engines on. Shutdown signature on the center engines is normal. We have LOX pre-start and fuel pre-start right on time. Pumps are chilling down. And we've had acquisition signal from the Libreville ground station. We have ignition and full thrust. Both Centaur engines are up and running. And we see indication of engine start from the Libreville signal as well. Centaur hydraulic pumps came on right as expected. And we see some indication of PU activity in the engine operating parameters. We are seeing very clean telemetry data from both Ascension Allen and from Libreville. The Centaur engines are continuing to burn well. We have another minute for second Centaur burn. Centaur engines continue to burn well. 35 seconds to MECO 2. We did not see any indication of hydrazine burn off during second burn, which is not unexpected. Sometimes we do have it, sometimes not. And the Centaur engines continue to burn well. 10 seconds to MECO. And we've had MECO 1 about 2 seconds early. We have 4S engines on. See some normal pitch and yaw jet activity. Flight control data looks normal for this time of flight. We have switched to 2S engines on. Continuing to see normal RCS activity. Continue to see very clean telemetry data from both Ascension and Libreville. You have 2S engines on as expected. And we have circ pumps on, coming up on 10 seconds to spacecraft separation. And we've had spacecraft separation. Both brake wires indicate a good separation. Libreville data was also very clean. And we've reactivated control on the RCS system.
And congratulations to the Cape Canaveral launch team for this evening's successful launch. The SAX satellite has been released successfully, and as soon as we have that apogee altitude, we'll bring it to you. But it does appear that it was right on the money. We had a good spacecraft separation, and that has been confirmed, and looks like another fantastic flight, the 23rd consecutive successful mission for the Atlas launch team here at Cape Canaveral. So another one in the books for Atlas, and a fantastic flight. As you can see, a very happy crew here at the Mission Director's Center. You heard the applause moments ago, and nothing but smiles and a lot of handshakes in order at this time with the 23rd consecutive mission under our belts. So a very happy time for these gentlemen who live and breathe this business, and I know they're deserving of a little bit of a break after a very arduous schedule and a lot of long hours. So for all the launch team, the Blockhouse crew, and the team here at the Mission Director's Center, a lot of hard work and an awful lot of effort goes into these missions. And of course, mission success, two of the sweetest words in this business, and again, experiencing that tonight. So we're very happy with the outcome of this flight.
Good evening. I'm Michael Wash, President of the International Launch Services Atlas Division. I want to make an announcement this evening that we have just successfully launched the SAX satellite for the Italian Space Agency. We're feeling wonderful about it. It was the 100th flight of an Atlas Centaur. I want to thank all of the people all around the country and all over the world that have worked on this program. It's been a very successful evening. It was a beautiful night here. And I'd like to turn this over to Mr. Dobrovolny, the representative from the Italian Space Agency, who'd like to make a statement.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Marino Dobrovolny. I'm representing the Italian Space Agency. I'm, of course, very glad for the very successful launch. I think we have started also receiving data from the SAX satellite. The satellite, in other words, it's on its way to become a very successful science mission as it was first conceived a very long time ago. I think we have to congratulate Lockheed Martin for the very beautiful launch, first of all, and then thank all the people that have worked in Italy, in Holland, on this program, both the industry, the scientists, and the ASI people. Thank you.
And now we'd like to have a statement from His Excellency, the Ambassador from the Netherlands to the United States. Your Excellency?
Thank you. This has been really a fantastic planning, because the launch happened 35 minutes after the beginning of our National Day, the day on which the Dutch celebrate the Queen's birthday. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
It was a successful launch. It was a successful cooperation with Italy and with the United States. In the past, we have been cooperating with Italy on many fields. Dutch painters went to Italy to find Caravaggio, to find Tizian. Maybe Italian painters looked at Rembrandt, but now we have a space cooperation. We are really become contemporary people, and we hope that this will not be the last time that we cooperate in space. It is slightly unique, because nowadays more and more space cooperation is done in a multilateral way. This was a bilateral example, helped with the launch of the United States, and this really gives body to our transatlantic cooperation. Thank you very much for assisting in all these events and making this launch such a success.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I'd like to introduce Minister Tedeschi, who is from the Italian Embassy in Washington, D.C.
Good evening, or good morning. I'm Minister Tedeschi, head of the Economic Division of the Italian Embassy in Washington. I'm here on behalf of the Italian Ambassador. I've been here the whole day, and it has been really an exciting experience. I mean, all the personnel, all the staff, all the managers, I mean, everybody has worked in a wonderful way, and this was for sure the key of the success. We are very grateful as government to ASI and to the Italian Space Agency and to the Dutch Space Agency for the tight cooperation, I mean, which ensured the success, and to the Italian industry, Alenia Spazio in particular, but all the subcontractors, and also Fokker of the Netherlands. And as well, we are very, very grateful to the scientific institutions who also cooperated to the success of this initiative and this program. I also want really to congratulate and to thank the Lockheed Martin Corporation for which has made possible, I mean, this very successful launching, and We look forward to further cooperating with the Netherlands and in space programs and also in other industrial programs. There are a lot of programs in which join our two countries, and of course with the industry of the United States, with which Italy has very, very good cooperation relationship in the space sector, but also in other industrial sectors, such as, for instance, the aerospace, the aviation industry. So thank you very much to everybody, and good morning.
And last but not least, my old friend Professor Molinari, the president of Alenia Spatia.
Well, it is indeed a pleasure for me to have watched this evening such a marvelous put in orbit of our satellite. The life of a satellite is a strange life. It is divided in three parts. There is a long gestation that takes years and years to happen. Hard work made by several people. Then there is a very happy moment, the time in which in a couple of seconds it is put in orbit with a lot of success like we have seen this evening. And there is the third part, which is the most important, it is the operation in orbit. Now we are all looking towards that final part of the life of our scientific satellite. I wish to thank in this opportunity all the people who have been working on this program. Over the period of more than 10 years, several people have been working on this project, on the scientific community first of all, in the agencies, ASI and the Netherlands agencies and industries. I represent the industries that has been very hard engaged in this very important program. We annect a lot of importance to the future success of this mission, because we are convinced that the type of science that SAX will do in space will give to mankind a number of insights on what is the universe that is surrounding us. For this evening, we have to be satisfied of the success that thanks to Atlas Center and thanks to our old friends of Lockheed Martin and General Dynamics, I have to remember, the past times have made it possible. And again, I wish to close with the thanks to all the people who have been working on this program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good evening.
Lockheed Martin recognizes the importance of SAX and its role in the scientific investigation of X-rays both inside and outside of the galaxy.